We're live! And here we are. Well, actually, not.
We're not here. Where are we?
There we are.
There we are.
What's up, folks? Ready for some more Rebel Nerd Radio? Coming at you, episode number 249. We're almost to 250 episodes.
Almost 250. That's nice.
249. And tonight, we are going to be talking about a TV show. You probably never heard of it. It's called Firefly.
Probably never heard of it.
Probably never heard of it, but yeah, it was a fun show. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that, and we've got our usual gang of nonsense with show and tell and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as always, we are here. I'm Steve. That's JD.
Hi. No, other way.
No, it's the right way. I'm pointing at you.
No, you're not.
I am
Not in
pointing
my
at you.
screen. Not in my
On
screen.
my screen, I'm pointing at you.
My screen, you're not.
You're right.
No, on my screen, no. See, this way is like there's nothing over here. See,
Well,
for me,
doing it on an iPad.
you are over here.
Desktop.
You're over here. I don't have a desktop. I have an iPad. That's what I have, and I need to upgrade my iPad.
That's not my.
I need to upgrade my iPad. I need a new iPad.
Don't we all? Anything interesting happened this week? Anything going on?
Oh man, no. Sunday I worked all day. We had some pretty bad. We had some pretty bad winds here. So from early morning on, I worked all day into the night. So didn't have a whole lot going on. Simply because of, like I said, because of the weather. And it's that time of year where cold fronts and warm fronts are competing with one another, and pressure systems and all kinds of, which is weird because Monday morning, and I don't know how it was at you folks' place, and you can throw it in the chat if you feel what I'm feeling here, but and Steve probably understands that because he doesn't live too far south of me. But we literally Monday morning, I think they said with the wind chill and the temperature combination, it was 0 degrees. And by Friday, we are in danger of Friday and Saturday actually breaking heat records for the month of March.
So crazy.
Yeah, it was funny because I was talking to I was talking to who was it? I was talking to a friend of mine, and they said, if I ever come visit you to Kansas, I mean, what do I really need to bring with me? What do I need to dress for summer, winter, blah blah blah? And they said, well, I'm coming this week, and I just went, yes. And they went, what? I said, yes. I said, because we literally will have all 4 seasons in 1 week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and like today, it got up a little bit. The wind was a little cold in the morning, but it actually got better. It was up like 55. But like I said, by Friday and Saturday, it's supposed to be damn near 90 here. And like I said, Sunday I worked all day. We had 65-mile-an-hour gusts, straight line winds for like several hours. So we had a lot of problems with the power lines and things like that. So, and pretty much. We had other storms come through. So my Friday and Saturday was either doing chores here at the house or I was doing my rewatch of Firefly. I went through and binge watched the whole series, which
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I even watched the movie.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about the movie, we can talk about the movie too. I went through and watched the whole thing. And I know we're going to talk about this, but I'm glad I did for reasons that we probably should talk about when we get into the show. Because I watched it originally when it came out on TV, and then I watched it again, And there were reasons why the show was canceled, and there were reasons why the ratings didn't do so well. And rewatching it this time made more sense, and I actually enjoyed it more. If that makes,
Yeah.
if you kind of follow my meaning. So
Yeah,
Friday,
I've
Friday, and
rewatched it several times, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know why this was canceled.
I honestly I don't either. And the fact that, and for those of you, if you don't
Because
know
Fox
this,
is run by a bunch of idiots.
agreed. For those of you who don't know, me and Steve were actually planning on doing a recap or a show or our own personal
We've
just
been
little thing
planning
about
this for a
Firefly.
while.
Yeah, and we just haven't had a chance to do it. And then tonight, you or the last weekend, you were like, "Let's do it this weekend." I'm like, "Okay, I'm ready to go. I don't have anything going on," which I did, but that's beside the point.
And then
But
the announcement came.
and then the announcement came that they're actually doing it. Now I mean, I guess I'm okay with the animated series. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to prejudge before it comes out, so we'll see how that all works. And from what I understand, I think Disney, I think, actually owns the rights to Firefly
Yeah, that's
through
where I
acquisitions.
watched it on Disney Plus. I did my well, not the movie. The movie I own
No,
a digital copy, but the TV show I watched on Disney Plus.
right. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I did too. I watched it on Disney Plus, and then I went ahead and just rented the movie or downloaded the movie or whatever, and then I watched it on TV. And I was like, well, I can't watch the whole series and then not go back and watch the freaking movie because the movie is part of it, and the demand and the popularity of it is why they did the movie. So I was like, there's no way I can't watch it. So my Friday and Saturday night when I wasn't working late or wasn't doing stuff pertaining to storms was basically binge watching Firefly. And like I said, I'm 100% glad I did. Yeah. Definitely. We'll get into that. Definitely. We'll get into that. So how was your week?
Before I get into that, I want to see who's in the chat room.
All right.
Because I forgot to. Right now we've got Taco Cat. How's it going, sir?
Taco. Hey, Jamie.
And then Smirking Bear is with us.
Hey, Bear.
And then Matt is back from a short hiatus.
Yes.
And Spencer.
Hey, Spencer.
How's it going, sir?
Man, speaking of Spencer, I gotta interrupt for just 1 second. I don't know if people saw this, Steve. I don't know if you saw this, but in reference to myself, Spencer, and Drew going to Rebel ScumCon, man, you guys saw Manny Jacinta is going to be there. The Stranger.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
Yep. He's going to be at Rebel ScumCon.
Moff Gideon's going to be there. You knew that, right?
Yeah, I knew Moff Gideon was going to be there. I'm almost half tempted.
Deidre and Serial are going to be there.
Serial. I'm half tempted. I really, honestly, I would love to get Manny Jacinta's signature either on the helmet or the lightsaber. I have both. I might bring them with me and see what it would cost to get a signature on one or the other from him and a picture. That would be freaking awesome because he did such a great job.
So those of you watching, if you go to Rebel ScumCon and you buy it's either called a fanny pack or a body bag or whatever the hell. If you buy one of those and come find us at Rebel ScumCon, we will sign it. Because, our signatures are worth less than shit. But
our signatures are free, so I mean.
Yeah. No, we won't charge you. I mean, you'd have to buy. You got to buy the fanny pack. We're not.
You got to buy the fanny pack. We're not going to.
Yeah, I ain't even buy one for myself.
We're not getting ahead of ourselves on popularity or anything. I mean,
hey man, we're almost to we're over 350 subscribers now.
Yeah, I know. That's great. That's good. So if you're watching us and you're not subscribed, please do so.
Please do so. And make sure you like the video because we don't talk about that enough. That helps the algorithm almost as much as more subscribers. Anyway, my week has been, I've been watching Firefly and playing video games and reading comic books and
dude, wait, hold on. That sounds like the perfect week.
It's what happens when you're unemployed and don't have anything else to do and can't find work. And then I did go to the theater on Sunday. Yeah, I went and saw they did a theatrical re-release of last year's Frankenstein movie. They were
Oh.
doing it because it was it was one of the films that got a lot of Oscar nominations. Um,
Mm.
so uh, I'm not signing anything in Japanese, Matt. Um, what was I talking about? Yeah, so because it got nominated for a bunch of Oscars, they did a theatrical re-release of Frankenstein. And now I've seen it. I've actually like before Sunday. I've seen the movie twice on Netflix.
Hmm.
But then I went and saw it at the theater because I'd never seen it in the
Oh.
theater. And it was cool.
Yeah.
Brennan just popped in.
Hey,
How's it
Brennan.
going, sir?
No power in the something.
Power into
You have
something.
no power at home? Are
There's
you out
power
of
in
power?
somethings. Yeah.
I hope not. I hope you're not out of power, sir. Hey, something else we forgot to mention for those of you who may or may not know, and you may not be obvious. It's been St. Patrick's Day.
It is St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
So
St. Patrick's Day.
go dance a jig if you are.
Hopefully
Able.
you wore something green today if you participate. And
I did. I am wearing not only something green, but a topic relevant shirt.
shiny.
And then, of course,
Here's
I'm
my
wearing my
there's my
green
green.
Converse. Yeah.
There's my green, the
Um,
Irish flag. Yeah.
yeah.
But no, happy St.
So
Patrick's Day to everybody. For those of you who celebrate or might be have Irish heritage in you, hopefully if you don't partake in Guinness, hopefully you had a
I
good
don't drink
ale.
alcohol anymore. I have not drank any alcohol since 2012.
Yeah. Oh, well,
But
that's okay. That's right.
before 2012, I'm pretty sure I drank everybody's share. And yeah. I got to
I
ask though,
decided
Spencer, which one was the one that sucked?
the clankety clank titty.
Because I have only seen one of those movies and I really liked it.
I watched The Bride and Hoppers yesterday. Oh, Hoppers. Okay.
Yeah, which one sucked?
Yeah.
If you
Chase your whiskey with beer.
if you think The Bride sucked, we need to have a conversation about that.
I did hear there was like some controversy behind it, but I don't know what it was. And I probably,
I don't. I
honestly,
mean,
I don't know if I don't know. Maybe
I'm
I
sure
don't
it
know.
was not everybody's cup of tea. There was a montage is not the word I'm looking for. There was a certain scene in the movie that I thought was like, well, that was dumb. Why did they put that in there? You might know what I'm talking about, but in any case, because of weather, so we were supposed to have our Shadow of the Sun. Oh, okay. So I can get that. He felt as if it was disrespectful to Frankenstein and Mary Shelley. Okay. So you also spelled Mary wrong. So I could see the disrespect towards Mary Shelley. There was that side of the story. I was like, well, that wasn't really necessary. That didn't really need to be there. And if you've seen the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I thought that part of the movie, I was like, that was unnecessary. But overall, I did like the movie. Haven't seen Hoppers, don't plan to. Matt says there weren't many good movies in 2026. Yeah, so far, not really. Here it is, March. And I've actually only seen well, not including the re-release that I just saw. I've only seen 5 movies so far this year. And if you know me, that's
low. That's
Because I
love.
watch a lot of movies.
I was gonna say,
Um,
aren't you typically one of those people that watches like one a week or something like that?
I watch, yeah, I do. I watch a crap ton of movies. Um,
Mhm. Well, what's funny is, and not that I care because I haven't watched an actual Oscar show in like forever. But they did flash up. I did see on one of my Facebook pages they were showing all the nominees for like different categories and stuff like that. And then the one that came up for like Best Picture, I've heard of one of them. The rest of them, I was like, I've never even heard of these freaking movies. So
I,
yeah, I only heard of one of them, and I haven't seen it
I
yet. But
wrote a
I do
Substack
want to watch it.
article that gave my thoughts on the Oscars, so I'll send you a link to that so you can
Okay,
peruse that.
yeah,
Um,
I think it's
Spencer,
completely.
I will. So I did like The Bride, but I will say that Del Toro's Frankenstein was fathoms better than that movie. Yeah, I also saw Crime 101. It was fine. Wasn't great. It's not gonna make a favorites list for me. It was fine. Um, what was I talking about? Oh, we were gonna do our Star Wars RPG session, but we did
Hmm.
not because by I guess by Friday we were like, it's gonna be windy and
I can pretty much guarantee that with the weather forecast the way they were saying it was going to go with 65-mile-an-hour straight line
yeah,
or
yeah.
gust of, I was like, yeah, I'm 100%
So
probably going
we
to be working.
decided to skip a week. Matt, I do not disagree with you. I saw that movie, did not like it. Did not like it at all. Um,
I'm with you, Spencer. I heard the best picture nominee, but
uh,
I honestly I
the,
have no
the movie
idea.
that won was one battle after another.
Yeah,
It
nope.
I saw it in the theater. It was not
Yeah.
good. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, anyway, so we are going to do it, or at least the plan is. At least the plan is to do one this Sunday if everybody is free and ready to
Now,
do it.
I work in the morning, but by the evening I should be done. So
Yeah, as long as you make
on
it by
Sunday.
6, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately, this coming Sunday, I have to turn off an entire hospital to replace their power poles going in. So, yeah, I'm going to be working in the morning.
they don't need power.
They don't need
Anyway,
power. They got generators.
since I didn't do it last week, I am going to show you the opening crawl for this Sunday's session. So here it is. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Smirking Bear said, "Nerd said play Star Wars RPG." The U.S. weather said, "Screw you, nerds." Yeah.
That seems to be the story of my life. Is my life revolves around what the U.S. Weather Service says.
Now then, on the subject of Star Wars game role playing RPGs on
Yeah.
Star Wars RPGs. So I got a lot of ideas, and they come pretty fast, and I got to get them written down. And that being said, I am announcing that I am going to start running a second Star Wars RPG with a completely different cast of characters. So we're still doing Shadows of the Sun. That's not going away. That one's still going to last forever because I really don't know when that one's going to end. Nor do I even have an ending written for it yet. But I'm doing a second one with totally different players. It's going to take place in a different time frame. Shadows of the Sun takes place, like right now, we're about 5 BBY, but basically around the same time as the first season of Andor ish. This new one that I'm going to be starting takes place during the Clone Wars. And all of the player characters are going to be playing separatists. So they're not playing Jedi or Republic clone troopers or anything like that. They're playing separatists. Not necessarily like soldiers, like just people that are they just happen to be separatists, and it's from their perspective. So I also have an opening crawl as a promo for that one. Not sure when we're going to start playing this one. But I think at the very most, it's probably going to be every other week, but we're leaning towards once a month. But in any case, we've been talking about it, and we might actually do this one live. So I will know ahead of time when we're doing it and announce it, and people can be in the chat and annoy the players as we're playing. But here is the opening crawl for that.
Just for reference, people, this is the first I'm actually hearing about it. Steve said something to me post.
I've been talking about it in the Discord. This shows you how much you pay attention.
Like I said, obviously when I'm at work, sometimes I miss some of the conversations. Sorry. I get some of it, but I mean, and I chime in when I can. But if I'm at work, there's a chance that there's several hours where I'm missing conversations that I pick it up later. So yeah. I didn't. Yeah. So yeah. No. I mean, as far as like, this is the first I've heard of what it was going to be about.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of thing. This is the first time I've heard what it was going to be about. Now I did see that there was conversations going on that you were thinking about doing a second campaign. Okay. But I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know what it was going to be about.
Mostly that has been, so I've got a group chat on Discord with the players, and I've been kind of going over all of this with them. So
see, I need to know that group chat so I can warn them ahead of time.
So here is the opening crawl for that. So there we have it. Give me a second. I need to see if the doors are closed.
Okay. Private conversation between you people and me, because I'm still here and Steve has something to do real quick while he's gone.
Okay, they are now.
I think our opening crawl music is better. I'm just saying.
What's that? What did you say?
I said private conversation between me and them. I said I think our opening crawl music is better than that. So I'm just saying. It's better than that.
It's just a different flavor, yeah.
Hey. I'm just saying. I think it's
Um,
better. I'm just saying. Throwing it out there.
I, uh, Matt, I have a couple times here and there. Hey Joy, how's it going?
Hey, Joy.
We were just talking about you. You were going to be joining my new Star Wars RPG, and I showed the opening crawl. I don't know if you missed that or not, but anyway, so that was our week, and yeah. So let's talk a little bit about where you can find us. So we have one link that we give out, and it's simply bio.link/Rebel Nerd Radio. Sends you to our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that, all the social media stuff.
All the fun connectivity stuff.
All the fun activities. Does send you to our Discord, which we talked about earlier. That's always one of our more favorite places. Takes you to our merchandise page where you can get those body bags and fanny packs and shirts and stuff. So make sure you go hit that up.
And coffee mugs if you need it.
Coffee mugs if you need a coffee mug. I need to get a coffee mug. That's what I need.
I need a coffee. I need another coffee mug like I need a hole in the head.
I could always.
I've got so many coffee mugs.
I've got quite a few, but I could use more.
Right. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. So it does, like I said, it does take you to our YouTube channel. So if you are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and do that. And if you are watching, please just hit. I agree, Joy. I always need more coffee. But yeah, go and make sure you hit like on those videos if you are watching them. We don't talk about the like portion enough. So get on that.
Yeah.
You don't already have one, Matt? Geez, what kind of fan are you?
Lower back tramp stamp.
Here, I thought you were a fan of the show. We don't even have your tramp stamp yet. I
feel left out, defeated.
I really think you folks should have those by Rebel ScumCon, so we can show those off in a picture.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there. Oh, it's on your ass cheek. Okay, I don't need to see that.
It's Rebel Nerd Radio,
so
not
yeah, it
Rebel.
takes you to all our social media, bio.link/Rebel Nerd Radio. But also, it takes you to our Patreon page where you can become a patron for only $2 a month. It gets you all kinds of early access content and gets you some swag, which I don't know where my stickers are. Here's one sticker. Where's the regular one?
I got them in the other room if you need me.
I say regular because this one's like a patron only sticker. And then there's this one.
Yep.
This is the regular one that you can actually buy.
Mm-hmm.
Not that anybody's ever contacted me that they wanted one. What if we still have the old tramp stamp?
That counts.
All grandfather.
That counts. That counts.
And then there's some other swag that JD has been throwing together with his 3D printer.
Yep. I keep forgetting to bring examples in so I can show them to everybody. But yeah, you'll get not only will you get 2 stickers if you become a patron.
I think I've got a picture of it.
Yeah. You'll get the 2 stickers, the 2 different varieties of stickers, one of them being patron only. And you'll also get from me, I have a few little fun things that you'll get that are 3D printed by me. One of them is a Republic credit. One of them is a Jedi coin, and the other one is a Millennium Falcon fidget spinner that Steve may or may not have the
I
picture.
thought I had a picture of it. I can't find it.
Maybe
maybe
I need
next
to print.
time.
I need to print them out. I need to print them out and set them out here so that way I have examples. But yeah.
Ooh, Rebel Nerd Radio temporary tattoos.
Hey,
interesting thought. Although that shows lack of loyalty.
Whole sleeve. Just Rebel Nerd Radio right across.
Yeah. And then, of course, last but not least, you get to hear your name on our show. So we would like to give a big thank you to all of our wonderful patrons. Dave Brown, Kelly and Chris Olson, Justin Hensley, Charlie Kirby, Chantel Brennan, Brian, Steve Spawn. Hey, where's Steve? He's not in the chat. What's up with that? Matthew, Taco Cat, Paul, Smirky. I haven't seen Paul in a while, actually. Smirking Bear, Adam, and Drew. Where's Steve Spawn? That's weird. Anyway, thank you.
Maybe he was busy tonight.
Wow.
I mean, what other things could you be doing? I mean, I understand. Last week, High Republic not the greatest thing in the world, and not a lot of people were into it. But I mean, Firefly. Come on,
Firefly.
Come on, people.
Come on. Oh, which does remind me. Hold on, let me check my calendar and make sure my dates are right. Next week we will not have a show. We are taking a 1 week break. Now I can't remember why.
Steve decided I'm
going to a concert next week.
Steve decided a concert was more important.
Well,
it's okay.
Oh yeah. No.
Considering I'm about to enter that season where my schedule is going to be I can see it. Yeah, because some reason not only does the United States weather decide on Sundays that it says, "Oh no, nerds, you're not allowed to," but a lot of times during the summer, and this was true last year, the weather decided to tell me, "No, go screw yourself. You're not allowed to do podcasts on Tuesdays because we're going to have a storm every Tuesday." So,
but you know what? We don't have anything planned for the 31st yet. However, starting on the 7th is when we start doing our Shadow Lord recaps. So if you have any ideas for what we can do on the 31st, throw them out either here or in the Discord.
And if you're not part of the Discord, I don't know why.
Yeah, if you're not part of the Discord, why not? So social media, bio.link/Rebel Nerd Radio. Go do it and become a patron for only
$2.
$2 a month.
A measly $2 a month.
A measly $2 a month. So next portion of the show, we typically do our Drawn to the Force. But there are no Star Wars comic books coming out this week, which is kind of a shame.
That's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's been happening more frequently than I like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're gearing up for, Shadow Lord's coming out, so they're kind of gearing up for that. And they got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out. And then I don't know. I kind of feel like, and this is just kind of my own personal opinion I'm throwing out there, but Shadow Lord I think is going to be good. It looks pretty cool. If you haven't seen the trailer, it came out on Monday. Yeah, I think Monday. So Monday they released the trailer for the new trailer for Shadow Lord. It really does look freaking cool. It looks neat. So I think it's going to be a real cool show. Neat to watch. Everybody likes Darth Maul. I think Darth Maul should have played a more prominent role in the prequels, other than being killed out in the first movie. But that's just me. But I think a lot of things are kind of hinging on, I think, how well the Mandalorian and Grogu movie do. that may be kind of a determining factor of how much, what goes on from here on out as far as Star Wars is concerned. I
Yeah.
have a funny feeling. I think they're trying to feel it out. They're trying to get it back in theaters, but I mean, depending on, and I unfortunately I've already seen people complaining about it, and it's ridiculous. I
About
don't
Shadow Lord?
know about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Whatever.
They're like, oh, it's just gonna be a 2 hour version of the TV show. What's the point in that? And I'm like, dude, who cares? I mean, it's gonna be on the movie theater. It's gonna be back in the big screen.
Yes, Matt, I will be going to go see Project Hail Mary, definitely.
So
that comes
yeah.
out. That comes out this weekend. I imagine they're going to be doing a Thursday showing at my theater, so I'll probably go on Thursday. The hell were we talking about? So no Star Wars comics this week. They didn't have any last week either, I don't think. Anyway,
No, I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. But even though we don't have a Drawn to the Force, we are, however, going to show. Yes, we will have show and tell time.
One of these days, we're actually going to have to change up the show and come up with a decent soundbite for that because.
Yeah, what the hell? So I actually have two things to show.
Right
on top of the fact that I'm wearing a Firefly t-shirt. That was
a very shiny t-shirt. I mean,
shiny t-shirt.
Shiny.
I've got two things. One of them is actually topic relevant. So let me show that one. How many times were we going to scroll today?
It's us.
Dude, it's us.
We have a minimum. I don't know what that minimum is, but we have a minimum that there will be squirrel moments and shenanigans every time.
Man,
have you not been paying attention, sir?
I can lose train of thought at the drop of a hat. What was I talking about? So here is my topic relevant thingy for show and tell. It is a Malcolm Reynolds Funko.
Nice.
So I have
That's awesome.
So according to this, you can get a Zoe, a Wash, a Kaylee, an Anara, a Shepherd Book, and a River Tam. Strangely, Simon is missing from this list.
How can you not have the Doctor?
That's odd.
How do you not have it?
I think the next one I get, if I do get another Firefly one, I'm definitely going to get River because River's awesome.
I think Wash and his wife.
I want to get them all.
Yeah. Gosh dang it! Help me out. Her name.
Zoe.
Thank you. Gosh dang it. Wash and Zoe. That would be a good one because I like those two. Those two. We'll talk about that, but
we're going to talk about that because we're going to talk about characters.
We're going
to get all kinds of off our train of thought during our.
I don't know why. For some reason, I know her name, but I was like, all of a sudden, I drew a blank. I was like, God dang it, her name. I kept wanting to say something else, and I knew that wasn't right. So that's why I was like, I didn't want to say it because I was like, I do enough crossing of the streams because of squirrels and shenanigans and things like that. I didn't want to do it again. Huh?
Let's see your thingy.
That's personal. Oh, I mean. Unfortunately, I and don't come at me, people. I do not own anything Firefly relevant. I did like the show, and we'll get into reasons why I didn't really keep up with it at the beginning, and it's for the same reasons it didn't do well. But I don't have anything Firefly specific. But what I do have is I have something kind of pertaining to St. Patrick's Day, kind of in a little bit. Yeah. So for those of you folks who know who one of my favorite like top three Star Wars characters is, if you didn't know this already, in my top three, and they all kind of match up for the top three, is Qui-Gon Jinn. He's one of my favorite Jedi. And for those of you who may or may not be aware, Liam Neeson is actually he's Irish. He's from Ireland. And I've always wanted to get his lightsaber, but I ordered one, and I'll kind of show a size comparison. But I've always wanted his lightsaber, and I ordered one from Galaxy's Edge, one of the as soon as they released it for the signature edition from Galaxy's Edge. I actually had my friend in California go grab me one and send it to me right away, and I like it. But the thing about it is it's huge. And you may not think it 3D. Yeah. I actually, Matt, I looked it up, and there is a 3D print file for the Firefly that I was actually going to print, but I didn't have time to do it before the show, so I probably do it after. For shame, sir. And then I will probably print it out and get it done, and then probably paint it, and then I'll show it to you guys later
how much is the filament to get one of those done? Because I would actually like to have a Serenity.
I'll look it up for you. I have the print file saved, and I actually have the silver that I need for it. I just need to see how many kilograms or how many grams it is to do it.
Bear, we'll get to that. We will get to that.
Yeah. The Firefly. Yeah, I will get to that. Yeah. It's a Firefly class, but they call it Serenity.
We'll get to that.
Just get off me. Leave me alone. I know that. It's like Boba Fett's starship. It's a fire spray, but it's Slave One. I don't give a damn. But anyway. So yeah, this is actually the Galaxy's Edge one. And it's heavy, it's bulky, it's big. I mean, I got big hands. I mean, I can palm a basketball. And this thing is, I mean, it's huge. It's bulky. So I've always wanted to get, and I'm kind of been for a while fallen in love with these third-party Profi Pixel third-party sabers. So I finally was able to get a hold of it, and I purchased me the Profi Pixel Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber. And I actually get my lightsabers from a guy. He calls himself Dark Wolf Sabers. That's who I usually get mine from. I've actually spoke to the guy in person, and he does great customer service. If you have technical difficulties, he likes to help out. And here's a size comparison. I'll kind of show this to you. This one definitely a lot lighter. It's thinner. It's a little bit smaller than that, but it feels more like the original, where like you can kind of see the size comparison in the two of them. But the detail's a lot better. It's a lot lighter. It's a little bit thinner, so it fits in the hand better, and that kind of thing. So now the only thing I did do is this is actually I'm because I really like this saber, and because like I said, Qui-Gon Jinn's one of my favorite. This is actually going to be my new cosplay saber that I'm going to carry with me, and I did not do green because mine is I always do the blue lightsaber, so. I went with blue on that one just to change it up a little bit, because I don't normally do like green for my Jedi. I normally always carry a blue lightsaber. So it's Qui-Gon Jinn's hilt, but I changed it to the blue version of the lightsaber so I could kind of make it my own. But in honor of one of my favorite Jedi, I do have the Qui-Gon Jinn hilt in the Profi Pixel, and I still, even with it being smaller and lighter, I can still get two hands on it pretty easy, and it's bulky. It's still a two-handed saber. Very nice, and it's a lot lighter, a lot easier to use, very balanced. I love it. It's great. So
call Qui-Gon Jinn. God damn it. Liam Neeson is a well-known Irish actor. But do you know there are a lot of other well-known Irish actors? Peter O'Toole, the name says it, is Irish. Richard Harris, you know who Richard Harris is, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. He is Irish. Pierce Brosnan is Irish. Gabriel Byrne, who I don't know if he's well known per se, but if you've seen a picture of him, you know who he is.
If you've seen him, you would know who he was. Gabriel Byrne. You would know who Gabriel Byrne is if you've seen him. He's one of those. He's got one of those unique faces that you're like, yeah, I know who that guy is.
Gorilla Scribe. How's it going?
Hey, a man called horse.
I think that was Peter O'Toole. Maureen O'Hara. Again, name says it all. Another one who you might not know the name, but if you've seen him, you'll recognize him. Colm Meaney.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
Okay. A couple other ones. Let me think. Michael Fassbender is Irish. Colin Farrell, who I'm not sure how many people actually know who he is, but
Colin Farrell. He's actually okay. So when we decide to do one of our episodes of The Popcorn Was Better Than the Movie, which we still have to do that too. We have to include that in our list of things to do. He was in the Ben Affleck version of Daredevil, and you actually heard he didn't have to hide his Irish accent because he played Bullseye. He played Bullseye, and his Irish accent was thick. That was actually his voice. He didn't change it. He actually was. That's him.
But he played. He was the Penguin.
The Penguin in the Batman movie. Yeah,
and the Penguin TV show.
Yeah.
But another Irish actor that is, I want to say he's pretty well known. I feel like he's well known, and we've talked about him on the show before. Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Yep.
He's been in a lot of cool stuff.
I like him. He's one of those guys that if he showed up as a villain in the Star Wars movies, I think he would nail it.
Seriously.
What?
I am not including him in the list of Irish actors.
Yeah, definitely not. No. JD makes most things look small. Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, Liam Neeson's actually he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah,
he's not small. He's a pretty big guy.
And he was in most recently. I went and saw him in the Naked Gun sequel.
Yeah, Naked Gun sequel. Yep.
I mean, he was freaking hilarious.
I haven't got a chance to watch it. I need to watch that.
It's a good one.
But so like I said, my thing is that I was excited to get the actual Profi Pixel version of the lightsabers, and I was going to say too that I know a lot of people don't like getting the third-party lightsabers because it's not official Disney products, and there's a few variations in it that make it where it's just a little bit different than the original lightsabers, but it's a homage or an homage to the original lightsabers or whatever, and they just can't call it that because it's copyrighted or whatever the case may be. But I loved it. I actually wish that in some ways, I actually wish that I had stuck to third-party Profi Pixel versions of lightsabers rather than buying the signature editions because they're just the blades are easier to can be taken out, and you can adjust the colors. You can do whatever you want with them, and that's why I chose blue for mine. And I think they're thinner, they're smaller, they're lighter, but they're great. They're great. Smaller, thinner, and lighter.
So,
that's what she said.
Okay. So, Matt, is the movie something where you have to watch the TV show first to understand, or do you know?
Oh,
the Peaky Blinders movie.
Oh, I've actually heard. I haven't had a chance to sit down. That's another show that I actually want to watch because I've heard it's really good.
I have too, and I just I don't.
Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to do it. But yeah, I would imagine because then you probably don't know who the main character is if you don't actually sit down and watch it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's a continuation of the TV series. So basically, you have to watch the TV series first. Shit. Okay. Oh well. That kind of sucks.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So the second thingy I want to show. I didn't originally have a second thingy, but last night. So a few weeks ago, several weeks ago, I was talking on the show about how my daughter had found a package of zero sugar Oreos.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So I ran out because there's really not that many in the package. So I ran out and I'm like, and I can't find these things anywhere. And so Dom, hold that thought. Dom, I can't even pronounce that. Dom Hall? Dom Hall?
Donald Gleason. Sorry. That's isn't that General? Is it General Pride?
Oh, right. That's fuck. From the sequel trilogy. God damn it! What the hell is his name?
Is it
Hux? General Hux.
General Hux? Yeah, not General Pride. General
Hux.
Yeah, who was also in Harry Potter.
Anyway, Oreos. So I've been looking around and I found a store that had some in stock. And so I drove to the store last night and all they had was zero sugar double stuff, which I'm like, okay, that's what they got. So that's what they got. And that's what I'll get. Hey, puppy. Anyway, while I was there getting my zero sugar Oreos, I passed by the toy area and I found this on clearance. And I said, you know what, self, I need to have this.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's
it
cool.
Is a metal fig die-cast Boba Fett. I'm not going to take it out of the package. The company that makes it is Jada Toys. Hey, Drew, what's up, man?
He says he's working on a project for next week. Cool.
Bear says Nut will be a happy one-day Irish squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I actually prefer the regular ones over the double stuff. But double stuff is what they had, so that's what I got.
And I'm crazy. I like the double stuff ones. I don't know if that's just me though.
In any case, so those are our thingies. Come back next week for more show and tell time.
For showing our thingies.
Not next week, but the next time we do an episode. Oh, it's time. It's time to talk about Firefly.
Oh my God, we're there.
Drew, I don't think they have those in zero sugar yet. I'm diabetic, so I can't eat regular
sugar.
Regular sugar stuff. Another thing that I wanted to actually make an announcement about is pertaining to Firefly. This episode of Rebel Nerd Radio is actually going to be the precursor to a new mini series that we're going to do. Spencer and I are going to do a mini series where we do a episode by episode recap of the show. We might talk about the movie when it gets to when we run out of episodes. Plus, I think we're going to talk about some of the comic books as well. Anyway, so that is coming soon. Rebel Nerd Radio presents Browncoat Broadcast.
So tonight you get mine and Steve's little teaser about the actual TV show, and then if you want more in depth, you can talk with Steve and Spencer about it. And I'm for certain that'll be a fun
That'll be
podcast
good.
because
And I think we're going to
you
have,
actually get more detail about plot lines and characters and things like that. So yeah.
yeah, and I think we've talked when we were talking about it. I think we're going to have a different guest on each episodic episode. Yes, Bear, that is brown nosing.
I
But you have to
volunteer.
go. Don't
I volunteer.
go.
Oh, bye. I volunteer as tribute, by the way, Steve.
Okay. Drew says that he's going to eat one or two on my behalf. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
I bet you are, Drew.
You know what? If I could find one, Matt, I would probably wear it. I would probably wear it for the show.
I'm sure if you look it up on like Etsy or something, I'm sure you can find one.
Hold that thought.
Hold that thought. Time out. I'm sorry, but that hat is badass. I don't know.
I can find it on Amazon.
Oh, there you go.
You can buy them at Hot Topic? The hell?
Seriously?
No, there's a company I can get it on Amazon. I can get it for $20.
There you go.
And I can have it tomorrow. Man, if I'd have known that, I would have got that thing and had it for tonight. Damn. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get me a Jane hat. Jane actually is not my favorite character on the show, but I do like Jane. Oh, you know what? That's another one that doesn't have a Funko Pop. The hell, man. Okay, so Firefly.
Firefly. On to the subject.
We're gonna talk about Firefly. Man, it's gonna be all kinds of squirrel shit because I did not really organize my thoughts on this. Unfortunately, that show was only one season long.
Unfortunately,
it consisted of 14 episodes. They were about 45 minutes long each, or ish, somewhere on there. It ran in 2002. And then it got canceled.
That's kind of eating me alive a little bit. And this is what I was talking about earlier, and I wanted to talk about this when we got into the show. I watched the original series on TV, and I think I had the same problem that a lot of people did, and the reason why it got low ratings. So I looked it up the other day, and I was kind of interested in, because at the time I kind of didn't really get a good explanation as to why it only went one season, because from what I saw of it, it was really a good show and all that, but for some reason it didn't make sense to me why they canceled it. And I looked at it and it said part of the issue is that for some reason in their infinite wisdom, Fox said, "Oh, let's not release the show in chronological order." So the episodes they released is they wanted to get people into the show. So they released episodes that they felt like were action packed. So that way they could get people's interest, but it wasn't in order. So people were confused because it is the thing being out of order. It made people confused about what was going on in the show. And they said another reason they released, or another reason why they feel like it failed is because they released it on Friday night, which they consider a kind of like a, my dog go. They released it on a night where it was kind of like on a Friday night, which they talk about being like the what is it, the death slot, I guess is what they call it. And also they just said low ratings, but the part of the reason for the low ratings and the deaths and the everything was because chronologically out of order, and they put it on the death slot on a Friday night. And after I watched it this time, and I actually watched it in order, it made so much more sense, and it was actually a better. I felt like it was better. It made more sense, so it enhanced the viewing pleasure of the show the second time around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I've rewatched it several times, Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Uh, I've rewatched several times, and I tend to like it more every time I watch it.
Yeah. I like I
Um,
said, I enjoyed it so much more. I watched it the second time, and even though obviously the graphics and obviously a lot of the shows, the cinematics and everything are more are obviously early 2000s. I mean, that's you can watch it and you can see that that's kind of the way things were then. But you watch the show and it still has a lot of if you bypass just a few cheesy graphics that you see, it's still fun to watch and still a good show. And it really didn't have a restriction on like timelessness. You know what I mean? If that makes
yeah.
sense.
Drew says
And
he has still not watched it. I don't know what's up with that.
yeah, really, Drew, I would watch it. I would if you like it's a space movie, but I think it has more of like a steampunk sort of feel to it with space with mixed in with and more primarily it's like more of a space western than anything.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And they packaged it as being like a space western comedy, but I think there was way more themes that had serious like implications and
I
things attached to it
mean, there
rather than
are
being a
comedic
comedy.
elements, but
Oh, there
so
is,
does
but
Star Wars.
yeah, but I feel like there was way more serious parts in it than there was. Yeah, I feel like there was more serious parts to it than there was actual like comedy things going on. Is kind of what I think about it. But yeah,
Yeah,
but I was like after I watched it again this time, and I kind of sat down and watched it in the actual chronological order that was intended, and then watched Serenity afterwards. Everything fell into place. It made more sense. It was a lot more enjoyable. That kind of thing.
yeah.
And I enjoyed the
Um,
series the first time. I enjoyed it the first time, but after I
oh
found
yeah,
out
I
that it
liked
was
it the
actually
first
out
time I
of
watched it.
yeah, after I found out it was out of chronological order, and then I actually looked at it, or actual out of, well, I guess what would it be? Not chronological. Or I guess it could be chronological. But if it was, now that it was in canon order, the way it was meant to be, and then you watch it, it made more sense, and it was actually like, oh, okay, now I understand what's going on. Now it makes more sense. Now
So
it's
there is another well-regarded show in a different fandom that was shown out of chronological order. You know what I'm talking about?
mm,
The Clone Wars.
oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
I heard that.
completely out of chronological order.
Yeah, and I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they take shows that are meant to be shown in a certain order so they make more sense, and then they show them out of it. But they said that the producers, when Firefly came out, they said the producers said that they wanted to show episodes that were action packed and had would try to engage the audience, whether it was in chronological order or not, which is to me, it's stupidity. If you're going to do that, why don't you just write chronological order episodes that
Yeah,
have action in them and gets them hooked and brings them in and brings the audience in rather than write an entire show that's supposed to go a certain way and then go, we don't like the way it goes, so we're just going to change the timeline and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, that's stupid. That's stupid.
okay,
Why would you do that?
it's ridiculous. So Bear, Jetty mentioned it earlier, but okay, so Firefly is the type of ship. It's the type
Yes.
of ship that they are flying. Serenity is the name of that specific Firefly,
Yes.
and it was
Yes.
it
A
was
lot of
named
times, and a
after.
lot of times throughout, they don't actually. I mean, there's a lot of times where like they're dealing with the Alliance, they don't talk about it because they named the ship after the. I think it was what it was the last battle that Zoe
The
and
last major battle of the
the last major
Inquisition.
battle of the war, and they named it after. So they don't talk about the name a lot around the Alliance because they know then they'll know that the people that are flying it were part of the Resistance rather than being a part of the Alliance. So they just say it's a Firefly class ship a lot and that kind of thing. They don't actually say the name on it, and then later they actually put the name on the side of the ship and they call it and it's
Yeah.
and you see
So
You see
I
this
need
thing,
to, I
Serenity.
need to ask you, Bear. Cons- Considering you did not watch the TV show, but did watch the movie, did the movie make any sense to you?
I don't see how.
Because I watched the movie well after I had watched the show,
Yeah.
and I
I
can't
mean,
imagine.
you're really missing so much about the established characters, especially like Shepard. Because if you don't watch the show, you don't understand the significance of Shepherd.
You don't
And you
understand
don't
the impact that that one scene had. Shepard, you're like, I mean, in the movie, you're like, okay. I mean,
yeah,
really,
but
with
no.
the Nara, you get the same thing. Like, who the hell's? I
Yeah,
mean,
well, and that's what I was going to say. With Denara, you're like, you don't understand what the history is between those two. You don't understand the background. You don't understand what's going on. And
and
there was some scenes in the TV show involving her that, dude, it was like, this is like, yeah, it's like now you get the tension between the two of them.
Bear said, not entirely. No,
Yeah, and
I
which,
remember thinking that, like, okay, what? Why do I care?
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, because if you don't, I mean, literally, they made the movie because there was such a demand from the fans for them to complete the storyline. Because the Doctor and River, when they came on board, he was sneaking her away and shuffling her away for a reason, and they never did finish the storyline of what the reasoning was. And everybody was kind of left in limbo, like, well, what's going on with her? So they were like, hey, are you going to complete the story? Are you going to tell the end? Are you going to wrap this up? So they made the movie.
Yeah. I loved the movie too. Yeah, I liked all of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so you had the TV show, which was
Hmm.
2002. Then the movie came out in 2005.
Hmm.
It has also spawned several comic book series. There was a series that ran from 2005 to 2017. It was published by Dark Horse Comics.
Nice.
Um, and then I don't know if Dark Horse lost the license or they just sold the license. Uh, but Boom Studios picked up the license, started another series. That one ran from 2018 until I think like last year. I think that's when they stopped publishing them. They had planned on doing like um, a solo series about Zoe, and they canceled it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that one ran. I want to say last year. It may have been 2024. Um, but then on top of that, there have been at least two that I know of. Two tabletop role playing games based on the show. One is called Firefly. The other one's called Serenity.
Hmm.
Um, And then there have been multiple board games, multiple card games, like deck building games. So it's a media franchise. And now there's gonna be an animated series. There's an animated series in development that uh puppy. Um
Puppy.
the main actors are coming back to voice their characters.
Which I
Um
think is awesome. And because I was a little worried there for a minute, I'm going to be honest with you. Because
yeah.
for those of you who've seen the movie, you know how some of the characters, like what happens to them. And like, I mean, I'm just going to say, obviously, we're not a spoiler-free podcast. So if you're here and you don't want to be spoiled, you should probably leave now.
Mhm.
Um, uh,
Go
but
ahead.
I mean, so if you watch the movie, you know what happens between him and Shepard after watching the show through its entirety and seeing what happens to Shepard, and then we lose Wash on top of it. Mr. Universe, I didn't care about, but the scene at the end where they bury Shepard and they bury Wash and you see Zoe walk up, who Zoe was his wife. you see her walk up to light the candle for a memorial, and that kind of stuff. That is, barring the entire TV series, that, I mean, obviously that's probably one of the saddest things to happen throughout the entire series, was to see Wash's character go out. Because number one, I'm a huge Alan Tudyk fan. I love Alan Tudyk. I think he's a great actor. I love him. He's funny in everything he's in, and he does a great job. And to see his character get killed in the end,
that was like when I saw that movie for the first time. That was like that was shocking.
I was pissed when I saw that movie the first time. I'll be right up front with you. I was pissed off, and I'm like, obviously, I was like, obviously, they're never going to do this show again because we just lost like one of the key, like, fun characters who was the pilot. It was Zoe's husband, and their relationship was so much fun and such a key element to the crew and different things, and they were just strong characters. And then you see him get killed, and I'm going, okay, obviously they're not planning on there ever being more of this show because we just lost Wash.
Right.
And it's like, well, now what? Now what do we do? And it's definitely disappointing and very heartbreaking for the series that they lost him. And now that they're bringing the animated series in, and it's actually going to take place between the last episode of the TV show and before the events of Serenity, is cool. And that he's agreed to come back and actually do the voice acting for an animated series. I honestly, I'll be quite honest with you. I could not see why Disney or whatever iteration of him is going to do it. I don't know why they wouldn't pick it up and why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing that bothered me is I wish it was live action. I'll be honest with you. I do wish it was live action.
But they're getting on the old side.
Well, and that's kind of what I was going to say. It would be very hard to explain why they aged from the last episode to Serenity, and then go, why are they older? What the hell?
Right.
It would be very confusing. It wouldn't make sense. But then again, if you went several years into the future after Serenity, how would you bring Watch back? Unless you made him like an android or something of that nature. Like he's an android version of Wash, and then it would be the dynamic between Zoe and this android Wash version or whatever. Kind of like a data kind of thing or something like that. And so I mean, I don't really see there's really much of a way to do that, because I really don't think that's like in the character of the show, if that makes sense. That would be like, like the Star Trek series where they kill off Data, but then they reimplant all of his memories and everything about him into his, earlier version of him before.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make a whole lot of sense that I mean, it did, but I guess for the context of the show, it kind of made sense. But for this show, I don't think that would be it wouldn't make as much sense.
I think animated is the best way to continue the series. There's a lot. A lot of people on social media are complaining. They're I wish it was live action. They don't like the idea that's animated.
Yeah,
animated.
I guess that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm kind of complaining. I'm like, God damn it, make it live action. But I get it. If they want to tell continuing stories and they want Wash in there and to make sense, then yes, being animated would make more sense.
Yeah.
Or if you really want to go far way out there, you could say Wash had a twin brother, and the new pilot is his twin brother Trash or some shit. Yeah, it'd be weird. It would be kind of a far out there concept. So it does make sense that they're planning on doing it animated just so they can have the original characters. The only thing that's going to be a problem is Shepard, and obviously the actor who played Shepard passed away. So he won't be able to participate. So unfortunate, which is unfortunate, because I did like his character.
Yeah. So what is Firefly? Talk about the show a little bit. It takes place in the year 2517. Earth has, as they say often in the intro to the show, Earth has been used up. So they had to go out and colonize a bunch of other solar system or another solar system with a bunch of other planets, a bunch of other moons, blah, 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 blah. There was the Alliance, which was kind of like this universe's version of the Empire in a way. And then you had the Independents who didn't want to be part of the Alliance. So the Unification War happened. That was 2506 through 2511. Of course, the Alliance won. The Independents were called the Browncoats. And the Browncoats, by the way, is that official? Like, that's the fandom. That's like the fans.
No, I think they at one point in the show, didn't they call them Browncoats?
Well, they did, but I'm talking about the fandom. I think the fandom, are they officially called the Browncoats? I think they are.
Yeah, I
like
think
the
so.
Cosplayers, the people that dress up like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Matt was saying earlier that he met them in Dallas last year or something.
That would be
right?
cool.
Matt?
That would actually be cool.
Yeah. That would be cool. So they had the war, and then so you've got this crew that hangs out on Serenity, and they go around and do jobs. They're not pirates.
No,
they're just kind of
more smugglers than anything.
They're smugglers, freelancers. Let's just call them freelancers.
Yeah, freelancers, smugglers. They do jobs that like the Alliance wouldn't approve of, and they're willing to do it as long as it's money.
They do train heists, and they do basically, but at the same time, okay, they are criminals.
But they are criminals with a conscience.
They are criminals with morality because, and we will get more into this on our episode by episode recap show. In the train job, when they find out what they are going to steal, they have a change of heart and decide not to do the job.
Mm-hmm. Which gets them into trouble later.
Which gets them in trouble anyway. And yeah.
But not by the Alliance and not by the people that needed the medicine.
That's right.
But the guy that wanted to steal it. Because the guy that wanted to steal it.
They're already criminals, but then they take a charter, which they take passengers that just so happen to be like highly wanted by the Alliance, which makes them more wanted. And we're talking about River and Simon. So let's talk a bit about the characters. The main characters. We're not going to get into everybody, but so first you got Mal, played by Nathan Fillion. Actually, the first role I ever saw him in was in
I didn't know him in anything other than that, and then when I saw him in other stuff, I was like, hey, that's the guy from Firefly.
Yeah. So he is the captain of the Serenity. He is a former browncoat. Fought in the war alongside Zoe. So Zoe is kind of like his first mate, I guess you would say.
Yeah, he calls her his first mate.
Yeah. So you got Mal, the captain. You got Zoe, his first mate. You have the pilot, who is Zoe's husband. Wash, played by Alan Tudyk. Zoe, by the way, is played by Gina Torres.
Alan Tudyk. If you don't know who Alan Tudyk is, you're living under a rock. No, but he's also
been in you know what? Wait just a second. There's another show that I feel like I actually saw him in first before I saw him in Firefly. But let me look at Alan
Tudyk.
Yeah, no, that can't be all right. That can't be right. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I just forgot about him because it had been 5 or 6 years.
I actually saw him in Firefly first. And then I saw him again later in A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger.
Okay, so, well, crap. Maybe when did I see A Knight's Tale? Because
A Knight's Tale was later. I'm pretty sure.
well, Knight's Tale came out in 2001.
Oh, did it? Oh, man, I thought that was afterwards.
I didn't see that in the theater though.
I don't think I did either.
From memory. Okay, so
That might be why because I that might be why because I
in Firefly first, but I'm pretty sure my memory of him faded because the first time I remember seeing him was in another TV show, also created by Whedon. It was called Dollhouse. He played a character named Alpha. And but then of course, yeah, he was in Knight's Tale. I remember him in that. And then he was in of course he played K2SO. But he's been in a crap ton of stuff, man. He's a big man.
He literally plays the chicken in Moana.
That's right.
Yeah.
What else was he?
I liked him in A Night. Now, see, I'm the same as you. I saw Firefly, and then I saw A Knight's Tale, I think, a year or so later, because I didn't actually watch it in the theaters. So that's why I think I got him backwards, that I didn't realize that he had been in A Knight's Tale, and then he was in Firefly. But, so, yeah. But anyway, when I saw him in Firefly, I was like, that's the guy from Knight's Tale. That's cool. Or from, when I saw A Knight's Tale, that's the guy from Firefly. I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, and not realizing that he had been in that first. And I love A Knight's Tale. That's, if you've never seen the movie A Knight's Tale with Alan Tudyk, Heath Ledger, and a few other people, it is a freaking excellent movie. It's a fun movie, very good movie. Yeah.
So he also, oh man, I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in. Oh, you know what? He was in Superman. He played the robot.
Oh, yeah. What's he call him in the end?
Gary.
Huh?
Gary.
Yeah. He plays Gary. Yeah. Actually, there's some. Anyway, yeah.
So Wash, cool character.
Yes, love Wash. Yes.
Then you got Jane, who's played by Adam Baldwin. He's kind of the muscle of the group. He is the character with the least moral value. He is all about the money. That he doesn't give a shit about anybody else.
He doesn't care about anybody or anything except for the money and his guns. That's about it.
Yeah. Then you got Kaylee, who actually was not the original mechanic on the Serenity, but gets hired because she's a better mechanic than the mechanic.
Keep talking. I got to make sure my puppy's not getting into something weird.
And then you have Anara. Oh, wait a minute. Who's Kaylee played by? Crap. Didn't I have that written down? Apparently not.
Sorry about that.
Jewel State, I think. Yeah, Jewel State is her name. And then, like I said, then you got Anara, who is played by Marina Baccarin, who has also been in a crap ton of stuff.
Or recently Deadpool.
She was in Deadpool.
She was in Deadpool. Yep.
She was in Deadpool. She is going to be in Masters of the Universe coming up. She was in the V reboot. that was like 2009, 2010 ish, somewhere around there.
Which was not great compared to the original.
Yeah, no, she did the voice of Gideon in the Flash TV series. She was in the TV show Gotham. She played Leslie Thompkins. She's done a lot of stuff too. So yeah. But she played the companion, which is fancy for, she's a hooker.
Yeah, she's a little bit more fancy than just a regular prostitute.
Pretty much. And then you got Shepherd Book, played by Ron Glass, who now I wonder if our memory of him is in sync. Where do you remember Ron Glass from first?
I would say probably not, that we're not in sync, because I only remember him from the show. If he was in something else, I might know what he was in, but I just don't realize it at the moment.
He was in a TV show that ran mostly in the late 70s. It was called Barney Miller.
I have heard of that show, but I do not remember him in it. Sorry.
And yeah, Barney Miller was a sitcom set in New York City, and it was basically about a police station. He played a police officer, one of the police officers. There were a lot. If you know the name Abe Vigoda, he played a character named Fish in that show. But Ron Glass, that was the first time I remember seeing Ron Glass. So when I saw him in Firefly, I was like, it's that dude, because I don't remember.
No, that's basically the only thing I remember. I liked his character; he did really good. I like Shepard; he was a good character, but that's the only thing I remember him in.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, he's no longer with us, which I would be interested to see how they're going to rectify that for the TV show. Is this basically going to be like right after they drop him off at that colony and he stays at that colony?
Yeah. Okay, and then you had Simon, the doctor, who was played by Sean Mayer, and I don't really remember him from anything else. He's done some voice work. He's done voice work for several Batman, like straight to video type animated projects. I'm pretty sure that he played Nightwing in every one of them. But generally speaking, I don't know of anything else that he's done. So this might be his like claim to fame, I guess. But then, last but not least, Summer Glau as River. And Summer Glau has done. What the hell has she done? I know she
was in that. Stuff. She was in that. The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
That's right. She played the Terminator.
She played the Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah. Yep. She also was in that TV show Dollhouse that I mentioned. Oh no, she wasn't. No, she was. She was in that one briefly. I think she was only in 4 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that? No, wait a minute. Wasn't she like one of the main characters in that show? I didn't really watch it, but I could have swore I remember her being in that show and being like one of the main.
I don't think she was she may have been a main. I don't know if she was a main character or not, but she wasn't in all the episodes. Like Dollhouse had like 2 seasons, so it ran for quite a few episodes. But I don't remember seeing her in. I know she wasn't in all of them. She played herself on The Big Bang Theory on one episode.
Oh, well, yeah. Elijah Dushku was actually the one that was the main character in that show. Okay,
Yeah, no, yeah.
that's why I got it confused. So yeah, okay, my bad.
She was also in the TV show Arrow. She played the Ravager, who is I think she was kind of she was trained by Deathstroke, I think. But in any case, she's done a lot of stuff too. But it's going to be awesome to see her back, even animated, because she's amazing. Like, that character is just freaking phenomenal. River's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So those are the main characters. You know, there were more. There was of course, Mr. Universe was only from the movie. But if we're talking about characters outside the TV show and only the movie, one of my favorite, like all-time favorite movie antagonists has got to be the Operative.
Yeah. And I do not want to say his name because I butcher it every time.
I have butchered it often.
Yeah, I butchered his name so many times. I actually need to learn how to say his name because he's another one of those guys that he's a great actor, and he was in Doctor Strange. He's been in quite a few movies, and he's actually does very well.
Didn't we talk about this when we were? Because didn't I try to pronounce his name a couple episodes ago?
I think we have, and I cannot remember the context of what we were talking about. Where we tried to remember
Chewie Ejiofor.
I'm not even going to try, dude.
He's amazing. He is an amazing actor.
He is. He's a great actor. And yeah, in the opera, and when he played that role,
man, he was.
Yeah, that's the first thing I've ever seen him in, and I was like, dude, he's freaking scary. The thing about it is that he was scary in like a sophisticated kind of way, not in like evil, demented, weird. He was actually like bad. He was a bad dude, but he was very sophisticated, like regal bad, which made it even weirder because he's like, I'll kill anybody I need to. I don't give a damn. And he would do it. And he was like, but he was all prim and proper. And he was
all prim and proper. And
but he had sophistication about it. I was like, this dude is bad.
So chat, I got to ask, because you guys have been kind of quiet for a bit. Who is your favorite character? It can be from the TV show or it can be from the movie. Most of them overlap. There's a few that don't. But
yeah.
In fact, I mean, to memory, the only ones that don't overlap are the Operative and Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe. Which, I mean, I get it, but I wish they'd have included him in the TV show, so that way it would have been a little bit better. Because having a guy who runs a rebel, kind of an outlaw radio station to get the message out there, kind of thing, I was kind of like, this guy just pops up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's a pivotal character. I'm going, what?
Yeah, you would think that a character of that,
importance, somebody who's that important, you would think he would have showed up before. Yeah, but I mean, in all context. In all context of the show, they were doing smuggling and heist jobs. They weren't really doing things to rebel against the Alliance. They were just trying to stay away from the Alliance.
Right. They were just trying to survive and do their thing.
Yeah.
So another really, really cool thing about the show, I think, was much like in Star Wars, I think they did a really good job with world building, and because they showed you so many different planets and moons and culture, like the culture in this universe is like, it's like a fusion of Western and Chinese flavor, because you often hear them talking in Chinese,
Yeah, man,
like
or
just randomly.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I think that's really
Well, and the thing about them too is that they were trying to hang out in kind of the backwater, back areas because they were, they weren't. If they knew that they fought in the war, they wouldn't be looked upon favorably. They wanted to hang out in those areas where the alliance didn't go a lot and where they weren't didn't really have a presence and stuff like that. So, yeah, and a lot of those places were basically backwater, like Western with a flair of modern technology kind of places that didn't have a whole lot because they didn't really want to deal with the alliance, but they were forced to deal with the alliance. So they kind of
yeah.
lived outside of that spectrum.
But yeah, you're touching on it. But this show, as much as it was like sci-fi, it was also kind of Western.
It was
Because
it was mostly Western. I
it was
mean,
mostly Western,
yeah,
only like with spaceships, but
yeah,
and laser guns. Um,
yeah,
but you had this like old West feeling, like almost everywhere they went.
yeah.
So yeah, it was more Western than it was sci-fi.
Yeah. And you even throw in a touch of like the old, like high society, like duel kind of stuff. Like, because he had that one episode where he had to fight the guy with a sword, so,
Yeah,
and I don't think that kind of thing, even like say in modern times where you go further, if you go like further into the future where technology becomes even better, there would get one of those times where you probably have people in backwater areas that don't necessarily conform with society that like, we'll settle this with swords, because it's just niche and because it's old school and that kind of thing. And they kind of did that here in the movie too. So you actually had sword fights too, which was kind of interesting.
that was kind of funny when they were at at that party and he punches that dude and it's like, all right, I accept. Like what?
Except what? What?
So
This guy is an expert swordsman. He lives in space, or he lives on a planet, in a
yeah,
different solar system in space, away from like traditional Earth, and
yeah,
and it's even 500 years away from now. It's like now that kind of thing is like, why, what? Okay,
what
sure.
you have? Yeah, what now?
You have swords and what? Okay, and they don't. Wait a minute. We have swords in space and they don't glow. Where the hell am I?
Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. It's just kind of like the whole meshing of uh Western and sci-fi to it. It's just I don't know. It's just I thought it was just
That's why I almost kind of say it was like almost it almost had like a steampunk feel to it.
yeah, yeah. I see that.
Almost because when you're melding that culture, but you're melding you're melding the future technologies, but then you have ships like Serenity and some of the ship or some of the like the carts and different things that they had. It was almost like a steampunkish kind of like it was space technology that could go in space, but it was really crappy versions of it and it didn't work very well and they had problems with it and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. I mean that thing was a piece of crap, but it's
Yeah.
an awesome ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's
And
awesome,
and 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 the,
but it's
the
a
thing
piece of
about
shit.
it, there was one part in there that really kind of stuck with me. One quote that I remember, and it kind of goes back to for those of you who've seen or who are fans of the Pirates of the Caribbean series. There's a statement that he makes in the show when he's talking about Serenity specifically, but he kind of Jack Sparrow is talking about it to Miss Elizabeth when they're stranded on the island, and they kind of make the same statement. He said the ship. It's not about what the ship is. The ship is deck and its sails, or its engines and its space, and it's got oxygen and it's got all the things you need in it. But it said it's not about what the ship is more than as much as it is about what the ship represents and what it represents to him and his crew, and what it represented to like the Pirates of the Caribbean kind of thing. Was it represented freedom? It represented a freedom to go where they want, to live how they would, outside of the rules and outside of the status quo and outside of those who would control others for whatever reason. And it kind of resonated with me because it kind of made me think of both things at the same time. I was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of a theme, common theme between the two of them.
Yeah.
Which I like. Serenity might be a piece of crap, and one of my favorite episodes actually deals with that. But it's still, to them, it still represents the ability and the freedom to live how they want and go where they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Firefly ship is really cool. I want to show you a layout of the ship that I found. Some of the markings are, I mean, most of the markings you can't really tell what the hell is going on here, but yeah, this is a really horrible image.
I mean, you can kind of tell what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can look and you can see the ship itself, but as far as what each area
What each
is, I mean,
compartment is.
right here you've got the, like here in the red, you've got that's like the engine area.
Uh-huh.
Up here in the front, in the blue, the dark blue, you have the bridge, basically.
Yep.
I see infirmary. Like the person that wrote this, what are they writing this? And they have a 2-year-old write this. I see infirmary on there. These two in light blue, I think, are just hallways.
Well, I know.
Oh, I see dining. The area in yellow is dining, so that's the dining area. I'm going to assume that the brown area is the living quarters. Or no, that's the cargo.
No, that's the cargo hold.
That's the cargo.
That's the cargo hold. Yeah.
So then where the hell are the living areas?
I think it's in green, because I'm pretty sure that hallway that leads up to the bridge, that's, if you go the captain's quarters and a lot of the living areas were like up there in the neck area. Because if you watch the show, some of them, like one episode, like I think it was the last episode, they actually show where he locks them in place, and it's like right behind the bridge.
Oh, you know what? I just found a
better picture.
I just found a better picture. Let me get it uploaded. God, that one was, when I first looked at it, I thought, hey, that's pretty cool because of the color coding. But now I'm trying to read it. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, this one's in black and white. There's no color, but it is a little more clear.
Yeah.
So, okay, so yeah, you got the engine room. Passenger quarters are all.
Oh, okay. Well, that was weird. That's weird because. So I mean, I when I watched it, I know at least the captain's quarters are up there in the neck. So passenger quarters, or no, passenger quarters, not crew quarters. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got I think right here where it says 4 passage.
Yeah.
You see where it says 4 passage? I think that is the area where you get to the crew quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I mean, clearly from watching the show, you know it's got 2 levels.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a really cool ship. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. It is an odd design, but then again, if you look at like the Millennium Falcon is an odd design. I mean, we're so used to seeing it that to us, it's like, oh, it makes sense. But when you first saw it, it was like, why the hell is the cockpit on the side? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But now you're kind of like, but I mean, after seeing what the intention of the model of the ship that the Millennium Falcon is and what it's supposed to be used for, it makes more sense. Because you've seen how the mandibles actually tie on to, because I've showed a picture before when we did our episode about the Millennium Falcon, about how it actually ties on to cargo crates and can push them through space. It made more sense once I saw it. And if you would it would make sense to have the cockpit on the side so you can actually see where it's going. So it made more sense that way.
Is
But like
there
Serenity, I'm kind of like, it looks like a cross between a beetle and a T-Rex.
well, it's a firefly.
Well,
It's
yeah,
the bug, a firefly.
yeah.
Is there a I don't think there's a Lego Serenity, is there?
And not that I'm aware of, but I could be wrong.
There's one put out by a company called MOC Bricks.
AUI.
So it's like a MOC, so it's like a fake Lego, and it's not even the right color. It's white. What the Serenity's not white, it's gray. Let's see. Here's one at Walmart you can get. That is not a Lego either.
Is it like one of those?
Building.
Is it one of those Lego-esque building brick kind of thing?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well,
That's the cool thing. That's the one thing I do like about the 3D printer thing is that, like I told you, I have print files for it, and I can print it in like silver, and then you can paint it or wash it however you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bear says that he is more intrigued to watch it.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
I definitely highly recommend it if you have not seen it, but especially if you've seen Serenity but you have not watched the actual TV show.
Yeah,
I would definitely watch it.
Yeah, I think Spencer and I think we are going to do our mini series. I think we're going to do it live. Now I don't remember. Yeah, I think we're going to do it live. Our episode by episode recap. So if you want to watch those episodes along with us, something like that. But
when you get to, I don't. Were you going to go through the episodes, or are we just going to talk in general
tonight?
Yeah,
we can talk about like some of our favorite episodes, but we're not.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
So I mean that now's as good a time as any.
So my favorite episode, if you get a chance to watch it, folks, is actually the episode called "Out of Gas."
Oh, that was awesome.
That was a freaking awesome episode. That is probably my favorite episode. Yeah, even I think that episode to me was better than I like that one better than I like the movie. So kind of for context, the story is they are hanging out in the fringes of space, away from everybody because they're trying to lie low. And they unfortunately, a part on their main engine breaks. When it breaks, it breaks and explodes violently, which causes a lot of problems on the ship, which kind of causes their main life support system and their auxiliary to go out, which means the only oxygen they have on the ship is what they have on the ship after they get done putting out a fire. And the whole show is going through and kind of it's a flashback, flash forward episode. So you see him doing something, but you don't know why he's doing it or what has happened, and then they flash back to scenes. But the thing about it is that not only do they flash back to the moments up to that, but they also flash back to like how he met the crew.
Yeah, like
and
how he became the mechanic.
Yeah, how she became the mechanic. How she met.
Freaking hilarious.
That is hilarious. That scene is hilarious.
So, spoiler alert: she's basically getting it on with the mechanic in the engine.
Yeah, and then she turns out that she's actually a better mechanic than the mechanic that was there, and he fires that mechanic and hires her.
Right, and Mal is like, "What's wrong with your bunk?" And and the mechanic is like, "She likes the engines."
She likes the engines. Yeah. But when you watch that episode and you see how he met Jane, that makes sense why Jane is the way he is. It makes more sense why Jane is basically who he is. And it even goes back and it explains how he found Serenity. and like what they did to find it and what they had to do, because when they found it, it wasn't in working order. They had to fix it up. They had to get it moving. They had to clean it out. They had to do all these things to get Serenity going. And then it kind of goes through and explains in context how how that episode and how they become stranded out there is because basically Serenity is like put together by cannibalizing parts from other ships, and
Yeah.
a lot of those parts fail regularly, and unfortunately they were in a place where they could not get to fuel. They were way away from everybody. They were even so far away from like alliance patrols where they couldn't even call for like help. They were almost outside of the solar system that it takes place in. And so basically it got down to where they mostly everybody except for Mel, the captain, has to abandon ship in life support shuttles, and they leave, and he's forced to try to fix the ship and try to get it done on his own. And basically the episode goes through all that, but you actually get a short synopsis of how he met the other characters, where they came from, with the exception of obviously Simon, River, and Shepard, because you already know how they met them. But you get an idea of how he met all the other people who are part of the crew.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the greatest part of it is after everything's concluded, they figure everything out. It's good to go. You have to watch it because there's some things that happen and some context that goes on. There's some interactions between him and Wash, and some interactions between him, Mel, the captain, and another crew that ends up bringing them apart to fix the ship. But you have to watch it because I'm giving spoilers, but I'm not giving everything, because there are some other events and some other things that happen that you actually need to watch that makes the episode like not only intense, but one of those episodes where like you're almost like, oh my God, this is so crazy, and everything that's going on is just, it sucks and it's tragic, and you're like on the edge of your seat wanting to know what's going to happen. But you get these cool backstories.
That is a really good episode.
It is a really good episode. And then at the end, you also get to see like he almost bought a different ship, and then he sees Serenity.
Right. I was going to say he found it in like a used car lot. He was like, this guy, this used car salesman trying to sell him on this other ship, and Mal keeps looking at the Serenity. He just kind of
Yeah. And you know what though? The thing about it is that if they'd have found a way to make that the pilot episode, where it actually would have made sense in the timeline, and you could have made that the first episode where you actually get the introduction to the ship. There's good action. There's good drama. You get an introduction to all the characters and who they are and why they're there, and a few other things. I think it would have been a great like first episode.
Maybe.
So you get that idea of what kind of the context of the show kind of thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
But yeah, that was, man, I don't know if I could pick a favorite. There are so many that are so good. Like Ariel is a really good one. That's the one where they do the heist at the hospital.
Yep. That one was pretty good. That one definitely tested the relationship between Mel and Jane.
Yeah.
100%.
Another really good episode is just because it was very comical, was Jamestown.
Oh, that one was funny.
Like, Wash is always like, where am I? Like,
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That one is funny because you see the character of Jane, and you go through and you see the type of person that he is, and like weirdness of him, and just the fact that he's just such a screw, or he's like a monkey wrench in the whole works, but he's the muscle, and and then you see that episode and you go, wait a minute, what? And you almost have the same emotions as Wash. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But then you find out why. You find out why. What is going on with Jane, why it happened, and how it happened. And then you kind of go, oh, so that's like more Jane than Jane.
But then another one that I really like is Objects in Space.
Which one was that?
That was
the last episode.
That's the one with the bounty hunter.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, him. He I saw him and I don't know if I saw him there first. I think I did. And then I saw him again. And so for those of you who are fans of the Crow series, and I don't remember the actor's name, maybe you can look it up. He was actually in the sequel to The Crow. He was in The Crow City of Angels, and he played the protagonist in that too. And he was like, yeah, nuts. So he's got that good. He plays that protagonist kind of
Wait,
character that he
he
did real
played the
well.
protagonist?
In The Crow City of Angels,
You mean
he played the bad guy.
antagonist?
Yeah, antagonist. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. He played the antagonist in Crow City of Angels.
Yeah, his name is Richard Brooks.
Yeah, yeah.
But so, he played Jubal Early.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very methodical, and he's very
he's a badass.
He's a badass.
He's also sadistic, because when he has that conversation with Kaylee in the engine room,
yeah,
dude, it's like, wow, okay.
So, at one point, I owned the box set. You want to call it the box set of the show, and it had commentary by the creator. Whedon actually said that this bounty hunter character was partially inspired by Boba Fett.
Makes sense. Well, look at his ship. His ship was kind of Boba Fett-ish.
But that episode, it got so weird when River started talking to everybody.
I like that.
What the hell is going on?
I liked that. I thought it was, because at first I was the same as you. I'm like, surely she's hiding in a duck somewhere and she's just talking to the ship or whatever. And then you see her pop up in his ship and she's talking.
Yeah, she's in the ship.
We're giving too much away to those who haven't seen it. But the thing about it is that what's crazy about it is that the whole time River is talking in incoherent sentences. She's not making sense. She goes crazy. She actually slashes at people with knives. She's just so unhinged. And then when you watch her in that episode, it's like all of a sudden she has this weird moment of clarity where she's screwing with him so harshly. That was great. That is probably I think that episode and then the one before that, which is Heart of Gold, where they defend the whorehouse against the that guy. That was an episode that one tore me up because of the relationship between Hal and Miranda. Or not
there
Miranda.
There are so many good episodes.
Yeah.
The ones with Miss Reynolds.
Yo. Oh.
Such a good show. Such a good
show. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, at one point in the TV shows, Mel winds up on a planet naked.
Yeah.
You need to watch the episode.
That's the second episode where Miss.
That's the second one, but that one was just as funny as the first one.
It was, but just for context, I'm not going to spoil too much, but Mal accidentally gets married.
Yeah, you have to watch that.
You have to watch to understand.
You have to watch it to understand. And then that episode affects another episode later, which
it does.
Which winds him up naked on a planet in a desert.
And that girl is a psycho.
You have to watch it. You have to, because it's the interaction with her and a few other people and things that are going on. It just makes it. And actually, when she winds up on the ship before everybody kind of figures out what her thing is.
Yeah.
Everybody is giving him so much crap because he got married and didn't realize that he got married, and they are just hammering the crap out of him, and it is so funny.
And he's like, we're the only two that don't think this is funny.
It was great. Oh, I was laughing my butt
You
off.
know
It was
what?
great.
You know what, Bear? You are very close to the truth.
Accidental Bear sounds like a bad Vegas trip.
It's
Yep,
very,
you should watch it.
it's very,
You should watch it.
yeah.
You're not
It's
far
so
off.
good. Such a good show. Man, all right. Do you have any closing thoughts about the show or the movie that we need to share?
I know, like I said, I think Bear or somebody said earlier that they had not watched the TV show, but they had seen the movie. I definitely recommend watching the TV show and then watching the movie again, because then the movie will make more sense.
Right.
If you have not watched it, as we've said with other shows, like we talked about with like Flash Gordon and other TV shows, yes, it was made in the early 2000s, so you have to keep that in mind.
Right.
When you're looking at the graphics and you're looking at the CGI, it was made in the early 2000s, so don't judge it based on that alone. I highly recommend it if you have not had a chance to watch it. I highly recommend sit down, give it a watch, and judge for yourself. It is actually a very good show. And like I said, the movie makes more sense when you watch the whole thing in its entirety. And it's a show that I feel even more strongly now that I wish it had not been canceled. I wish they had gone further with it, because I think it would have. I just don't think it was given I don't think it was given enough of a chance to mature and go further, and that's kind of a disappointing part of it, I think. So yeah, but it's a great show. It's a great watch. Give it a shot. Watch it. I don't think you guys will be disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, somebody else who has never seen it, and it's part of the reason I think he is doing this mini series with me, is Spencer.
Oh,
I'm doing the more seasoned Firefly fan part of the show, and he's going to be doing the newbie role. So,
well, like I said, Steve, if you guys are planning on doing a show for it, if I'm available, let me know what you're doing when you're doing it, and I would be more than happy to be a part of that. I think it would be fun to discuss those
definitely.
episodes.
What I was
more
telling,
deeply.
he has some folks that he has in mind to guest an episode with us, because I think we're going to try to have a guest for each episode. So pick an episode that you want to talk about, and we will just
if you get to Out of Gas, I'm with
sure.
you.
For sure.
I'm with you on that one. I would be, if you don't find somebody else that you find would be more, I would be more than happy to be a part of that one.
For sure.
Yeah.
Jesus, Bear.
What do you say?
All right. Yeah, he's you sweet young Padawan child. I'll guide you through the thing that is called Firefly. All right. So everybody, thanks for watching. Those that have watching for the first time or on the replay, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, but also make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment if you want to talk to us about the show. Come hit us up on Discord, because that's always a lot of fun. Like I said, next week we do not have a show. The week after that, I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
we'll figure something out.
Come back for the mystery episode.
Come back for another mystery. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. And as always, may the force be with you. Bye.